Good evening. My name is Lyra. Welcome to the Parent Advocate Network with the Coalition for the Protection of Children and Families. I want to welcome everybody who is here tonight and those that will be joining in later. We would like to first start off with a prayer meditation focus on bringing community, bringing people together, bringing unity to the family rights movement. So without further ado, the law of one. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. And when one is helped, all are helped. And when one is healed, all are healed. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all that is, I ask that only that which is in the highest good of all concerned happen. So be it, and so it is.
Amen.
Amen. So, welcome and good evening to all of you. I am so glad that you can join us tonight. And I know that there are some others that will be joining us shortly. So, Veronica, you had an announcement you wanted to make.
Yeah. Is there anybody else on there? Who else is on? I'm sorry.
Okay, so we have, let's have an introduction here.
That Dale Tobridge?
That's Dale. And
Yes, Dale Blome, I'm right here.
Okay.
And you are?
I'm Veronica Ferguson McDonald from New Jersey.
From New Jersey.
Hey, hi, Veronica.
Hi.
And then we have Thomas. You want to unmute and introduce yourself?
Hello, Thomas.
Sorry, I just got home. I was out with helping my dad, but I'm Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Thank you for joining us tonight, Tom.
Hello, Thomas.
Hi, Veronica. Hi, Dale.
So,
Okay.
again,
I have some exciting news. I have been fighting for I'm a disabled mom with muscular dystrophy. I had my youngest son was born disabled in August 13th, 2006. I was told in August 2007 he would never walk or talk. January 2008, I was told my middle son was autistic. Their school district forged my signature on fake emails to the Department of Education in Washington, D.C. in 2009. They then decided both boys were no longer disabled in June 2010. What they did not realize is I was taking my children to Gloucester County Health Services. I learned how to well document my children's files. I would take stuff into the school, have them stamp it, sign it, 2 copies, and I take one and I send it. I finally got Elizabeth Newton from Department of Education in Washington, D.C. to investigate every school district in New Jersey, Department of Education, New Jersey disability rights span on behalf of our children with special needs, disability rights being violated. I'm been told to just give it up, let it go. But when your child is being, and Lyra, I told you he was being assaulted.
It's Lyra.
Lyra, I don't know why I do this all the time.
No, it's okay.
But he was being assaulted. What they did not know is I was working with the mayor of the town. And the home that they came in, was my brother's, who's an attorney. And my husband let them in the home. These judges are done. I'm going after an entire courthouse because one allowed my children to be kidnapped, and in New Jersey, that's 25 years imprisonment. The I get charged child support. I'm permanently disabled. My income, I didn't have any because they said I had an overpayment. I was charged $252 a week. I go to dispute that. Next judge turns it into TANF. It has welfare there. But I've got a signed affidavit from the DIFAS worker. She didn't lie. Okay, I get the kids back. And then I find out that she found me unfit. How the hell do you do that?
After you get the kids back, that doesn't make sense.
No, it was a Title 30. And then here I find out from the behavioralist and therapist in my home, all the investigations have the same case number. That's not allowed.
No.
And my brother-in-law works for DIFAS. When the officer came to the house and told me they were coming, I called him and he said, no, don't let them in. My husband and I were separated. I'm leaving with the boys. They're out in the street. And he says, well, they're in the street. Well, I said, Area said, don't let them in. He let them in to be spiteful, thinking he was going to come back. They came into my brother's house. What?
Did you say that they were all the same workers? All your cases?
All the same case now, yes. I was found guilty January 31st, 2012. And then, apparently, May 1st, I get another thing, March 7th, 2012, I'm found guilty.
But you
No, but this is what they did. I get a letter from social services. My 2 older boys are put on state insurance. They put FPS in my house. And they had me fill out this health care paperwork. I'm still covered under my husband's insurance. But they made the mistake and only put 2. It's the same exact case number on everything.
Wow.
So I was set up from the get-go because I told the principal, they forged my signature, which Department of Education has, and I was told by New Jersey Disability Rights Intake Department, they've never seen anyone's files as well documented as mine. I went through the state. I was going through Gloucester County Health Services. My mom picked a pediatrician. He told me he's willing to testify in court. All 3 of my boys were kidnapped.
So the lesson here is document from the beginning every single incident that has occurred when you are involved with the Department of Children and Families, no matter what it is.
Everything with the school.
And with the school too.
Everybody, you take it in, you have them sign it, date it, and you make 2 copies, and then you file it in your documents. And it always goes because, and I learned that from SPAN, but SPAN wouldn't help me. New Jersey Disability Rights wouldn't help me because they were part of it.
Right. Wow. Well, you're moving forward. This is great. Perseverance does pay off, people.
Yeah.
Perseverance pays.
Chris Hallett and Kirk Pendergrass, they told me, they said, we already knew that was going to happen. He goes, well, what you just did makes it 10 times better. Because they couldn't understand why all these parents kept calling. I said, because I told them to. Because you couldn't go to the Department of Education, they didn't do nothing.
Right.
New Jersey Disability Rights wouldn't do nothing. When you go to mediation and you get told that you don't live in that district, but you became homeless because you got evicted from your apartment complex, and here's the best part. The principal was president of town council.
Wow.
Been on the Board of Education since 2004. That's why I couldn't get no help. You can't hold a public office and work in a school.
Yeah, that's a conflict of interest.
No, that's paying 2 salaries. And when a child's in 3rd grade and they're autistic, they're removed out. And I happen to be helping, my boys and I, helping other parents like me have Christmas. And I happen to meet a mom whose son was in 4th grade, and she lived in Autumn Ridge, and he was removed out of Blackwood Elementary for flipping over desk.
What?
I know, and this is the same reason my son David went to the exact same doctors David went, and he's got all these problems, and this doctor tried to have me put David in Bankbridge and put him on medication.
Wow.
He didn't need to be. They were doing stuff wrong.
Yeah.
And here his ABA behavioralist, she knew it. But she was under contract, and she told me after she wasn't working for him anymore. And I'll have to do a subpoena her, and she'll come in and testify.
Well, that's wonderful.
But well, on his report card, it said, his teacher wrote, "I can't wait to see the progress David makes next year with Lori Vincent." She knew what was going to happen. Because she's seen it.
Yeah. That's
and so, and it's sad, but I'm being criminally charged right now. Okay? I've been sat in jail twice. I have a bench warrant out for me. But guess what? They won't indict me under a grand jury. I just read the criminal procedure. I'm due to a speedy trial within 90 days of being imprisoned. They're well past that. They text me last Monday, and I called them Tuesday, and I told them point blank, I'm not going to be in court. The judge already violated my rights. I said, I'm done. I'm just filing a criminal complaint against the whole courthouse. My child was a victim of violent crime, and he did not get a jury trial because this other judge falsified documentation.
Well, forgive me. I keep on coming off the screen because my tooth is hurting tonight. So I apologize if I.
Now, this judge who supposedly gave me a divorce, she was dumb enough to tell me on July 7th, go ask your family members who are lawyers what you must do. She didn't like my response. Put it on the record. She had no authority over me. I wasn't a Gloucester County resident. Here, she was partners with the first attorney that was on the Board of Education in Winona. I made it clear my husband was perjuring himself along with his attorney, and I would not be back. So she writes on the papers, I didn't appear, but all facts are proven. My husband wrote that we were married on April 28, 2000. He forgot I was 6 months pregnant with our oldest son. Put that I was living at my parents'. I have the paperwork from when I was evicted, August 10, 2016. You must live in that district for a year. I told her she broke her oath by trying to remove my children illegally by sending DIFUS workers.
Wow.
Lying, saying they weren't fed or cared for. Requested ADA accommodations. I don't know what good they'll do you. She talked to my boys. They both have audio processing delays. So I don't just need them. My husband never put that I have muscular dystrophy.
No.
It's fraud on the court. And it's been proven in New Jersey courts. And I have paperwork. Judges are not allowed to give, technically, divorces in New Jersey. And September 2007, it was proven New Jersey family courts were illegal. It's not what parents want, it's what the children want. My 12-year-old autistic son told the judge he didn't want to leave me, didn't want to go with his father. She told me she didn't care. And it's all on record.
And that's what we want every parent to do, is put everything on record. Make sure that you record everything. If there's somebody that's going to write up a report or citation against you, you can also get a copy of that from anywhere.
Well, here in Jersey, you don't have to pay for transcripts or anything when you go to do an appeal, but I'm going right to federal court. The judges will request the transcripts. And she was dumb enough to write pro se for reasons on the record. So she put herself. Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much. But her face was priceless when I told her my brother was a lawyer for 19 years in New Jersey, but that courthouse became so corrupt, And the judges were that their orders meant nothing. And he told me exactly what to do. My sister worked for CPS in Indiana as a lawyer for 8 years until they wanted her to break her oath. She won the case the legal way. She was let go for insubordination.
Ah,
I said, so do you want to ask me any other questions?
right.
Her face was priceless. She said, you go ahead and leave and I'll send you a notice.
Wow. All right. Good job, Veronica. I want to welcome, we have several new people that have joined in tonight. Kelly has joined in. Welcome, Kelly. And we also have a caller on who I believe, let's see, I'm not exactly sure who this caller is. Do you think you could identify yourself?
Yes. Hi, this is Francine to Giorgio Yahira.
Oh, Francine, welcome to the meeting tonight. I want to welcome you. We just were listening to a success story in New Jersey against family courts, and we have a lot of guests tonight to speak about their experiences. I like to give each member a 5 minutes to present, what they want to talk about tonight, and then we have a open discussion. Everybody gets a chance to speak, and I'm a little bit late getting things going today, so thank you for joining us.
Longer. Sorry.
Thank you. I'll be here listening, holding space. Thank you.
Awesome. So Dale, you joined in next, and I would like to give you an opportunity to say hello to everybody.
Hello, Veronica. It's nice to hear that there's a way forward. If you persevere, and that's an inspiration for everybody here. Really.
Thank you. Just don't ever give up. Our children are depending on us. And we need to be role models for them to learn how to defend themselves.
Yeah.
And also building an ethical community instead of this unethical treatment that we are all experiencing. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, but I wanted to let everybody have a chance to say hello and, leave a comment or whatever before we can get on with other business tonight. Thomas, you joined in. How are you doing?
All right, I can't complain. Hanging in there, trying to deal with my whole case myself as well. Veronica, I would like for you to reach out to me because it seems like a lot of what I caught of yours is identical to mine. I'm actually myself have been dealing with, I've been myself fighting these guys about 13 years, but I've been investigating them behind the scenes for almost 18. So, and that includes time of being a foster child myself.
Oh, you were targeted.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And here's the better thing of it all. This is really the shocker to my end. One judge, three generations, starting with a divorce, taking me from my father, and then taking my kids from me.
Pattern abuse by government employees.
Okay, I want to let you know, if you know Layla Fox, she just proved Michigan fraudulently did everything, stole her children, adopted her boys out. It also proved Donald Dewey, grandson, was fraudulently charged as a child by the same judge. She's going to federal court. So this can be done. And she was a foster child, stolen from her mom, and locked up in an institution. So it's just keep on fighting, file civil rights, and don't back down.
Never
Oh,
give up, right?
I I said I won't ever give up. I'll keep fighting, even if I see that I'm making movement or getting where I want to get. Rome was not built in a day, and sometimes the illegal activities that they do, we would think and expect them to happen right away, but sometimes there's a reason, and even though we don't understand the reason or don't get the concept, it pays off in the long run, and consistency always pays off.
Everybody told me to just let it go, let it go. This is just how it is.
Hell no.
Now I'm like,
Hell
no, they're my kids.
Exactly. If you would let it go, that would tell me that you didn't care.
Exactly.
On
Their father allowed DCP&P to talk to them again. He brought them back in, and he doesn't understand. Once it's on their file, it gets followed. I'm not
Yeah.
having that.
well, let me hear some. How does a parent that only has a speeding ticket on their record get told that they're not a fit parent, but another parent that has 3 counts of corruption, mortal minor, institutional vandalism is a fit, ready, and willing parent and don't have a job?
No, I have no criminal history. I was a stay-at-home mom, permanently disabled. I taught my son that was never supposed to walk or talk how to walk and everything. My husband was selling drugs, had a couple DUIs, but yet they couldn't find anything on him. Hello?
Yep, that's
That's what
very
I'm
often
saying.
the
I
case. I mean, in my
But
case
he wasn't.
as well, it's, they see the
I was
the
strong, and I wouldn't shut my mouth up.
the one that is more messed up actually gets the children, and this is a pattern that enables the department to come in afterwards and say, well, we thought that this would work, this parent is bad, therefore the other parent is bad because you're guilty by association. And that's what a lot of parents have been experiencing.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I wouldn't
but
shut my.
they're
I wouldn't shut
guilty
my
by
mouth.
association.
He just let it go. We went to an IEP meeting. He told me to call the meeting because she was a liar. He couldn't remember what we went there for.
Thomas,
I
I
looked
didn't
like.
hear what you said. I'm
Right.
sorry. Tom,
Thomas, you still there?
Me?
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I thought you
They're the
said something.
ones, we know what the problem is. They're the ones that are guilty by association for the illegal activities that they do. But yet, because we fight for our kids, we're the ones that are crazy.
Exactly.
That's another pattern. And like I was saying earlier, I am the parent.
You cut out there, Tom. Is there...
I know.
Oh no, we're hanging on the end of a sentence here.
I know. But I know what he's saying. He was the parent fighting, and the mom wasn't.
Right.
Because my husband would just, my son, I took McDonald's. My oldest son thanked me. David said, how come I didn't get it? Then that Thursday, I said, go get your juice. He says, I see you put juice. I give it to you every day. But how come when I go to eat, I only have water and everybody else has juice? I was like, what? My oldest son said, please don't go into school. I was ready to knock her out.
Wow.
But here another parent saw the same thing.
Wow. It's terrible. And we're going to need to look at this in multiple layers to fix this, because it's a whole systematic failure. And I want to let Kelly have an opportunity to talk a little bit about her own progress. How are you doing, Kelly?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just have a toothache. Apologize if I trying to eat my dinner. It takes me so long, but go for it.
Well, okay. Okay. My situation is I'm trying to get my son back from the Missouri CPS, and right now we are in the. Right now we just had the appeal case back in March. The judge wait, hold on. I'm not thinking.
Hey, Kelly, calm down. The Missouri governor was just arrested.
Really?
Yes, I posted it on my timeline.
Okay, um about that, I have not even saw that because I got my old account got hacked, and so I just finally dealt with that today. But anyway, back to my son.
It's discombobulating. We
We had
understand.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, we had a appeal case, and then the judges said no, Michael should be in the CPS jurisdiction. So we are going to probably the Missouri Supreme Court. That
You
direction.
okay? You need to use your ADA accommodations. I've got all the paperwork on it. You need to file civil rights to Washington D.C. I need your email address so I can send it to you. Right now, I've been writing up my own paperwork from my criminal. I'm going after them for racketeering, RICO, all kinds of stuff. I have to get my paperwork done. So my kids are being abused. Their aunt went to punch my son David. They're not
Oh, no.
happy.
Wow.
I finally saw my kids 2 weekends ago after 10 months.
Wow.
You saw your kids?
No, I saw them.
Saw.
Saw.
Okay.
Saw. I would never sell my kids. They're awesome, amazing, and they're my world.
I would either.
That's okay, Kelly.
My
But I
son,
saw them.
It's been a heck of a day for me.
yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But I posted pictures, and I did it. I did accept your new friend request.
Okay, thank
And
you.
I did
Because
too.
I was trying to tell everybody that my other one got hacked.
But you know what? I got to delete the other one because somebody was waving to me from there. So I'm glad I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the person that was trying to be me was pretend to be her name was Alyssa. No, it's Allison Cross. But that's a pretend Allison Cross. I don't think that's a real Allison Cross.
Okay.
The guy that texted me from Facebook said that they were hackers from Russia.
Yeah, Russia. Yeah.
It's, you
And
know,
the cost
it honestly, it honestly could.
It's going to cost us $600 and some dollars because of this.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Well,
No, you go file. Listen, you file identity theft. I've got paperwork on that too. Shouldn't cost you a dime.
Well, they fixed it supposedly.
well, they fixed it because we called Facebook and the people went.
So listen, Facebook better not charge you anything because they have blocked me until April 28th from posting in any groups again.
Well, they did that to me twice.
Well, no, that is breaking the executive order on May 4th, 2017 for freedom of speech and religious liberty. I posted autism advocacy phone number. I got blocked for that. I posted a story about a woman in Florida was posing as a DCF worker. I'm banned from making comments or posting anywhere until April 28th.
Wow.
Well, and there's been some spam letters that have been going out saying they're from Mark Zuckerberg, saying that everybody needs to be forwarding a message to all of their
I filed an
contacts.
appeal. I filed an appeal. They gave me a right to file an appeal, and I posted it on my timeline.
Good, but good job. And everybody who's having this kind of an issue with Facebook, please do it. And don't send out that email, that messenger mail that I was just speaking about either, because that is another scam, and they're getting everybody who's your friend involved in this same letter so that they can just track everybody who's connected to you. So don't be sending that message out. It's not from Facebook. They're not charging people, but they are doing other things that are illegal, and we need to stand up for our rights, not only under the EO of 2017, but under the Constitution of the United States of America, which is our rights, our liberty, our freedoms that we have every single right to uphold.
And in state of New Jersey, you have the freedom of speech. Okay, I don't know if you know Jay Walton. He's a vet in Montana. He's been jailed. He's just had triple bypass surgery for posting stuff on Facebook.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I just gave him all the documents and I talked to him on the phone yesterday, and he appreciated me helping him.
And you are a great, wonderful resource, Veronica, and we really appreciate all that you are doing. It's all of us working together and helping where we can, and being able to connect people with people that are local to their area is important throughout the process, whether you're at the beginning of your case or you're at the end of your case or in the middle of it, whether, connect with others that are in your state, in your county. We also at the Family Rights Party are looking for delegates for every state to register under the Family Rights Party logo and vision mission, and you can go to www.familyrightsparty.com to learn more about that. And there is a candidate there's a candidate referral form available there. There is also a membership application form. If you want to become a delegate for another state, please put that in your membership application form. And we need to spread this. This is about uniting under the common goal of family values, of supporting families and building communities that care for all of the members of the community, help those that are in distress, and, be more involved, because that's what's going to keep us strong and be able to transform this atrocity and this abomination that we see in court and in the federal and local governments into a better world where things are no longer upside down, where we actually have the power now to turn things right side up. And it's up to all of us to do this together. And what I have been working on, I take this class, it's human resource management. And one of the things that I have been learning about is building policies for creating an ethical culture in business or organization. And the Coalition for the Protection of Children and Families has a business meeting, which I invite everyone to join on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. And the last meeting we had, we were discussing, instead of having 40 to put it down to 10 that would be policies for creating an ethical community, and then providing steps and procedure for how we can do this in our own communities, in our own little groups, whether they be online or in your town or city or school or wherever you might find yourself. And so this, I wish I could expand it better, but it's not letting me do it.
Okay.
No.
I'm going to stop you for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Hallett has his business e-clause. He's literally working with Congress to change stuff.
That's excellent. And we here in the state of California are working to get candidates involved in state level legislation and in the Senate body, and being able to support not only current issues with family rights, but future issues, and not just with surrounding parents and families and children in CPS and family court. We're talking about people with disabilities, people with
Well,
uh,
okay,
economic disparities, and so forth. So,
Civil Rights Act in 1964, the government wanted children never to go in foster care. It was for the families to stay together. This all happened when Mondale Wang came into office. But then it was the evil crew 32. Bush 41, Carter, Bush 43, Clinton, and Obama. 32 years of hell. And I've got the paperwork that Clinton put into place.
right.
So
And
that's
that
what we
was
have
the
to undo.
and that was the incentivized adoption plan.
Yeah, but Bush started that with Britain in 2001, forced adoption, United Kingdom.
Right.
And then Russia wouldn't allow the United States to adopt any more children, because I have two cousins that adopted children from Russia, but because of the pedophilia, they would not adopt any more children over here.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You
That's
said-
how
There's a
I
lot
think-
of people working on this all over the country, and the more that we work together, the faster this transformation is going to happen.
I'll send you a document that Catherine Hine from Ohio wrote up, okay? And it's a project for every state. You can work on Ohio. And it's following the money.
Uh-huh.
The judges who they're connected to in Congress.
Okay.
Okay?
Good.
There is a corporation racketeering act.
Yep.
That we can go after them, and that's what I want to do. And that's
Okay.
what I've been working on in New Jersey. She sent it to me because I know her and she knows what I've been personally doing. So I'm selecting only people I personally trust.
Right.
I sent it to Marissa
Good.
Hamilton to do it, and somebody else, well, can I? No, you can't have it. I don't trust you. Sorry. I got Brian Kittner. I've got Chris Hallett. He's got Kirk Pendergrass, John Gentry. So I've got different people I know and I can trust working on different states.
Yep.
And that's not it's going to get done. It's the only way.
It's
Follow the money.
to follow the money. That's one of the things that is very important in tracking, to be able to get these corrupt judges out of office and out of the courtroom.
And it's a corporation, the
It
Bar
is.
Association, and they get kickbacks to Title D, Title E, Social Security, and it's Medicaid fraud.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay, and that's racketeering. And I had Michael Volta. No, that's criminal racketeering. 1970. No, you think that's one racketeering? Sorry, I said, what about prohibition? I said, go do your research.
Right.
So I've done a lot of research. I literally have a law book from Rutgers from 1985. I found
Marge,
it.
you want to say something?
I'm sorry.
What I wanted to say is the two things. The first is what I wanted to say is I was wondering if she could angle her.
Oh, me?
Camera, yeah.
I'm sorry.
There you go, Rod.
I'm smoking a cigarette. That's why I have my phone down.
Thank you. Thank you for recognizing that and showing that courtesy. We appreciate that.
That's so. I'm finishing my cigarette before I put my screen back up.
All right, great.
The other thing I wanted to mention was, I don't know, I sent a copy out to many different places, but it's in Tennessee. They passed a law regarding first adoption. but when you read the article, it has tremendous ideas on how they're changing it, making it more fair to the regular parents and to making more guidelines for the foster parents to have to follow to adopt. I don't know, I was thinking about seeing if you could look over that and see if that gives you any ideas that what they did might be incorporated into some of the things we want. But first I thought it wasn't not good, but then when I was reading it, it had a lot of little points in it that would be great to have an effect within the law.
Okay, what we're
Okay,
working
that
on.
sounds good.
I
Thank
know,
you,
yes.
Margaret. Hey,
I know Chris Hella and them were working on that, and it's supposed to be, everyone's supposed to be able to get their kids back. Because December 21st, 2017, Trump did an executive order. If you have violation of severe human rights violation, your property must be returned.
right.
Okay? And I know people fight with me that your children aren't your property. Yes, they are. Okay? I have paperwork on exactly how it's written, but it's essential for them to be with us and have that bond within their family.
Yes. And a lot of people don't understand that it's easier to get property returned than it is to get children returned. And since children are considered property, they are the most valuable resource.
And Trump's draining the swamp. That was one of his things. And if you start looking, judges are going down, and there's all kinds of people going down.
Okay, I would like to ask a question.
Okay.
Yes.
Judges are going on, but why is the Court of Appeals turning down Kelly's right as a parent when almost everything that's in the judges from the termination of parental right, all of their facts are not true. They are
Okay, I'm going to stop you right now. Kelly needs to write up an affidavit of truth, attach the documents that are wrong, get it notarized at her bank, and take it and file in the court file. Then attach the Jeff Sessions letter that how the lower courts don't attach the proper documents. I will get that to you. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And you can get them from the transcripts. Okay? They will send for the transcripts themselves to read it. She needs to demand her rights. You got to read. I have a human rights doctrine that President Trump put in, and Kirk Pettigrew said you must read that on the record. You must read to them that they did not have jurisdiction. Child abuse and neglect belong in criminal court, not family court.
Yes, that is correct. But I don't think Kelly was actually cited with any of that, were you?
Well, if she didn't have due process, no court order, no warrant, guess what? They kidnapped her child.
No, they didn't have any warrant. They didn't have any
They had, what their warrant included was, it said on the paper, due process, period. That's all they talked about.
Okay,
But
Then
but
they did
listen,
not identify Michael as who they were coming for, and they didn't give any reason.
and was it signed by a judge? No, I guarantee it
I
wasn't.
don't remember, I'd have to
I don't
look.
think so.
But it wouldn't make any difference because they didn't identify what they were supposed to do.
And you don't have to let them in your house.
Well, this is, yeah,
At
this
that
is
time, we did
true.
not know. At that time, we did not know any.
I understand,
anything.
but you do now. So you
Yeah.
must go in and read it on the record and write it out. Okay. I can't help you right now because my boys. I have to finish my paperwork, Okay. My girlfriend's like, you got to get a house. I said, they stole everything from me. They stole all my Social Security disability money. They took everything. I can't get anything until I get my cases in court. And it's not easy writing up your own documents. And I prefer to write up the documents and then share it with you so you know how to do it the proper way. Okay. And
Thank
I'm
you.
going to federal court next week, but I don't want to share something with you that's not the proper way.
Right.
And do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to do anything that cause any problems with anyone. I want to know when I go in that I'm doing it right. I've got a lawyer that worked on the Bundy case helping me. Okay. So, and when I post stuff, I ask Chris Hellett and all if I'm doing it right. And they let me know what I'm posting is correct. I'm trying to beat criminal charges right now, too. There's a bench warrant for me, and I told them I wasn't coming to court. They don't like me very much.
Yeah.
But
Well,
they
you be careful, Veronica.
Huh?
Be careful.
Oh, I know. Well, nobody knows where I'm at. But the judge left it. This was in retaliation because they called the courthouse. My son, but they never got a jury trial. And I found out the lawyer's wife worked for the courthouse. His paralegal friended me on Facebook. Next thing you know, I get arrested Halloween.
Oh, really?
I sat in jail 3 days.
Yeah, I remember that post. Right.
Okay, and then when I slept on the floor in Camden County Jail, when Gloucester County came, they said I missed the court date, October 17th. I said, no, I didn't. Then I was told I broke PTI. You got to be indicted for crime before you can be put in jail.
Wow.
I'm
Yes.
reading the criminal laws and how they're doing these updates. There's no due process. There's no indictments. They're giving PTI out for non-indictments. I don't have to follow that because you didn't give me due process. You're arrested. You're supposed to go right to a magistrate judge.
Well, in this state, you can be arrested even without an indictment for DUIs and.
But I have the Ferguson paperwork from all that mess. I've got all the case laws. I'm using that. Okay. They didn't have me. I didn't resist arrest. I was looking for a place to sleep. Just because you think I was doing something wrong, you cannot pull me over. It's an unlawful order.
Right. Well.
So I trust me. I'm scared every day, but I posted a corpus delicti, and it's all from California. Okay, and Chris is like, exactly, right to the point. I have somebody attacking me. Why would they tell you to post I said, nobody told me to post this. I found this on my own.
Right.
And I had somebody else called me an ignorant fool. Do my own I said, what? I did. So I said, do any of you do my research for me? And Chris was like, no, you do it all.
Right. Yeah. Right on.
We have to.
Yes,
but
we do.
Post their name so I know it's correct before I go in court and make an ass of myself.
And everybody should be looking at their paperwork and making sure that it is correct, and ask the parent advocates that are out there, Chris Hallett and
What is the
Fernando Cook Morales. I'm sorry?
Oh, I said, what is the best way to go through and was not editing, but commenting on reports where there's not truth in them? And is it better to separate and like put it in right after the paragraph, or just write a paper on it?
No, okay, I literally have affidavits of truth I can post to you, okay? And you write up the actual, and you have to do it for every event that was untruthful.
And
and
it
get
has to be
notarized.
separate for each event. And this is
Yeah.
where many do not understand, but we have to do that. And this is for federal, right? Or,
Yeah, and even for an appeal, you must attach, that's why your appeal got turned down, you must attach this affidavit of truth. You cannot file an appeal without the affidavit.
They didn't tell us about that.
I know, that's what I'm telling you. Okay,
What didn't do?
huh?
Well, my
You
lawyers,
see,
my lawyers did not do that.
your lawyers work for the court.
Huh?
Your lawyers are loyal to the court house.
I know, but they didn't do the affidavit.
no,
No,
they won't.
no, they don't. You have to do it. They'll do a declaration page, and a declaration page does squat.
Okay.
It's you writing up.
Okay, I don't know how to do all this stuff. That's why I'm not.
Okay, listen, this is what I'm trying to, listen, Kelly, it's just writing down what actually happened, okay? Denying what they have in there.
And then attach, no, but you have to do it. What Veronica is trying to explain here is that you have a count against you. So you have to take it count by count and false statement by false statement. And each of your counter statements have to be their own page.
And you attach the actual document,
And that's the affidavit.
and you attach actual document, that's the truth. Like they said, well, like I'm going to post, two of my boys were on insurance, but they didn't put my son on insurance. I was set up. This was to deprive my children.
Right.
They forged my signature in 2009, and I never had an email account.
Huh.
I didn't have a computer until April 2010, and that's when that letter came in April 2010. I realized what was going on.
Mm.
So it's just it takes. That's it. Nobody realizes this takes a lot of work, a lot of patience.
That's why I need help on it.
I spent a whole entire month. I had 9 boxes that I got from the appeal attorney that didn't appeal my case. He sent me all of the court reports and the transcripts. So there were 9 boxes that I had to go through, and I spent every day reading every single page and highlighting every violation and tagging it and then stating what right it was violating. And then after that is done, then I went back and would caption that whatever the phrase or paragraph, and I would put it on a page, and then I would say this statement is false, here is my statement, and here's the evidence to back it up.
So in other words, you had what the person said, and then you had on the same page what was false about that. Is that correct?
Yeah. Do you remember doing high school reports and you had to do, okay, because this is what it's going to look like in the end.
Yeah, I remember reports.
You had to do, you do like 1, and then you have to do like, or you do A, and then you do another 1, 2, 3, or whatever. That you got to list everything that's in your documents on your paperwork when you turn it in.
Okay.
Like a appendix.
Yes, that's what it is. That's what it's called. Yes. That's why you need to come to Kirk's Law Corner on Monday and Wednesday, because they're explaining exactly how to do it. Okay, and I asked them to do it for the parents with disability rights and have children that are special needs. I told them I will give them all the paperwork. I have the education, laws, everything. And they said they'll do it for me. So all the parents that have disabilities and that their children were taken that have disabilities can sit there and learn.
Kirk's Law Corner, Mondays and Wednesdays. At what time is this?
It's at 8 o'clock here in New Jersey.
So it's 5 o'clock in California.
So what time is it for them?
It would be
Kelly.
7.
7,
Okay.
Wait, 7 o'clock? Okay.
7.
Yes. Get a note, bring a notebook and bring a pen
Yeah, I know.
because you're going to want to write stuff down. And you can ask questions and they'll answer them. I was literally on there last week.
Okay.
Well, this is great news, great information. Glad to hear that we have Kirk Pendergrass in our corner here
John
talking, helping
Gentry, Chris
parents with
Hallett,
and Chris Hellett and John Gentry and many, many other advocates out there. We appreciate all that you're doing, and it's when we're connecting and talking about this constantly, and unfortunately I can only do a small part right now, but you know, I'm working on several projects, but we're all on the same page and we're all working to get the same results here.
I've connected with the Father Wrights, Philly Slim, no excuses. He's come over to do for shared parenting.
All right.
Okay, and I asked him to join with me in the fight, and he did.
And that's
So
wonderful. And you know, like I said earlier tonight, the Family Rights Party is looking for delegates in every state to work on legislation and endorsement of candidates who support family rights and support family values.
Right.
And
oh, and Randy
so,
Randy Davis on the Watchmen called out Francesca.
oh, well, that's good. You know, we can, you know, but I don't like to speak poorly of anybody on these
That's
programs
what
because we are.
She went to Georgia and caused problems.
Okay.
Okay. I tried the Nancy Schaefer thing.
That's unfortunate, and I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
And I
I
wish
just want.
excuse me. I wish that we didn't have so much
And you know,
control.
I tolerate it, but she was supporting Rudy Orr and stuff, but she just went there and stuff, and it was, from what I understand, it was not nice what happened.
Well,
So he prays that she can change her ways.
well, we all pray that
And
everybody
that's what we have to do.
can change their ways and recognize that we live in an upside down world, and we all need to work together if we want it to turn right side up again, and support these family values and support our family heritage and community values and working together. Excuse me. I thought I had more water. Yes, I do. And, you know, I got some balloons. These balloons are for the blue balloon competition, and they say taken on them, to hashtag taken, Jerry Pfeiffer. And this is with off exposed CPS, and I'm gonna blow one up for y'all. So this coming Wednesday, I will be taking these balloons here to Sacramento with me to meet with other family rights activists as a representative for the Family Rights Party. And we're going to be having a vigil and meeting with Bob Saunders again and a lot of other family rights activists, and getting more and more connected every day. And I will be bringing these blues. I'm thinking of getting them filled with helium. We'll see.
You read my mind. I was just going to say helium, Lyra.
Right?
Helium.
Well, there's Parents' Day this year is July 22nd, and it's going to be 7 different events in Chicago, Denver, Boston, Texas, California, and Florida.
Yep.
So it'll be July 21st, July 22nd.
Right. And
First one.
there are the elections coming up in June here in California. I don't know when they're happening around the country for different representatives and Senate representatives and local district representatives. But that's, I've been looking into candidates who support family values, and I hope that everybody here also investigates in your state who the family rights candidates are, the supporters of family rights. And if you think that the Family Rights Party should endorse them, please add your comments on www.familyrightsparty.com. And then I also wanted to let you all know that we are going to continue working on structuring the family, the Coalition for Protection of Children and Families, to better assist parents and families in all areas of distress, and also just, you know, being able to be more community oriented and joining together and working together, because there's a lot of issues that parents are facing today, and it's not just CPS and DCSF or family court. This is, we have natural disasters, we have economic disasters, we have I mean, you know, the list goes on. And so we want parents to know that they have a resource here at the Parent Advocate Network and our site, the Coalition for Protection.com. We do have parent advocates that are there to assist, and if a parent needs some help, please don't hesitate to try to get a hold of us. You know, we do have a online service that I hope you will use. Sometimes we are connected and sometimes nobody is able to be available immediately, but somebody will get back to you as soon as possible. And all you have to do is put your name, your email address, and a short message here at the bottom of the bottom right-hand screen of the site. And that's at www.coalitionforprotection.com.
I've made some good connections on Lidocaine too, with some women that started their own businesses and all, and that are willing to branch out.
Okay, sounds
So,
good. We need
yeah.
to connect. It's all about offering resources, offering individual, you know, help organizations being able to connect, helping organizations to the parents in your area, bringing the community back. I know that there are all kinds of assistance programs out there that actually truly do assist parents. It's a matter of those parents finding them. And that's where we want to be able to get a little more clarity here.
So where are we going to do this? What site?
Well, so that would be at the coalitionforprotection.com.
Okay, okay, I don't know how do you put things in categories that you've got on the page?
Well, at this time, we are mainly focused on family rights issues as far as the court and CPS. And so it would just be expanding from that section. When there's the state-by-state bar, each state has its own page. And on that page, there can be subcategories to provide for different areas of help, whether that be mental health issues, housing issues, domestic violence issues, legal issues, but it's centralized for a state, and that's how we can start organizing it. That's how I envision it anyway.
Well, in New Jersey, it's organized by counties. Like, I've gone in it, and it's like Burlington, Camden, Gloucester, Salem, Ocean County, Newark and all, and to where you go for ADA, for mental health, for all that stuff. That's how it's done here in New Jersey. But unfortunately, I was informed by Elizabeth Newton, we're all connected into funneling our children.
Right. And so what we're looking at doing at the Coalition for Protection of Children and Families is providing the resources that are not connected,
Right, yeah.
that are actually truly advocating for parents and families, truly supporting the family values and the ethics of building an ethical community, you know, and being able to provide like gardening, you know, public gardening spaces and things like that. For my own area, I am involved with a cooperative gardening group that goes to different places throughout the town to produce vegetables and fruit, and then it's just a shared gardening kind of operation. So everybody gets involved, everybody gets to reap the benefit of the garden, and nobody really pays much but a few amendments to the soil and maybe a trowel or gloves or something, you know, that are necessary to get the job done. Seeds maybe, but other than that,
I've actually met up with a woman who runs a place, Unforgotten Haven, and she helps people who are homeless and stuff like the fires and all. She had posted that there's a garden, and she told me where it was so my boys could go help at it.
oh,
Wow.
great. See,
Wonderful.
So
this is great news.
And, you know, Lyra, it's just become abundantly clear to me. And this was a discussion we had on the program Tuesday. Now, imagine I'm a parent. I've just had my kids ripped out from under me. I'm in a horrific mental state.
you need someone to help you.
If I can go to the Web Coalition for Protection, and I can click I could tell my story, right? And click the boxes. Did they do this and this and this? Where are you located? Which county? And then have a systematic. They have the forms that they can print right from the Coalition for Protection. The affidavits that have, you know, in the case of Veronica, where there are affidavits involved, and have a pathway so these parents can react quickly instead of being victims. You know, Marge and Kelly say, yeah, but what do we do to get my kids back? You know, so when the minute the kids are taken, that's when you have to start getting active. It's like an unlawful detainer if you're an owner and you put an unlawful detainer, there's a sequence that have to be followed. There's a filing period that you have to meet there, and all these intersections, you know, have to be done timely. So you can maintain control of your family. And we have to be just as systematic in protecting our children as they are in taking them away, you know, and even more so.
Yeah.
So
I have a Capper page that has the forms, has case laws, and actually has the different, it's just like a pacer account where you can go check the different case laws in the different circuits.
All right. Where's that? You got to send that.
That's my Capper page. Have I invited you to my Capper page?
No.
Okay, I'll have to invite you.
Please.
I taught a parent, Sandy White, how to advocate for herself. And I'm so proud of her because she started writing up case law, researching, and learned how to do it herself. She started her own in her state, teaching people.
All right.
And that's really building the website so that you say, well, what state are you from? Alaska. Which county are you in? So and so. Then it'll give you the parties and the people and the addresses that you have to exercise these documents against.
In that county.
Yeah. So this is a big job to.
Yeah, I know.
50 states with all the counties and all the judges' names and who's there, and that's a we need a software team like Google, for goodness sakes.
Well, I have every single judge in New Jersey. I got it all for Connie Rigoli.
Right.
And they wanted to know how I did it. I said, you just go and you.
If we can build the website for Coalition Protection so that you can just direct them to the web page, and they can start getting the documents and get exercising their rights right away.
Well, I literally wrote up exactly what parents had to do 4 different times on my own timeline and provided the documents and then I had to go off of Facebook because my kids need me.
Right.
And I need kids back. I told them, I said, I'm sorry, I'm unable to help anymore. My kids are wanting me back.
Yeah.
And
you have to focus on your own family first.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right.
But I've tried to tell everybody, it takes a village to raise our children.
Yes, it does. And we need to start acting more like a village.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I told them, if you're going to post negative stuff on me, I was called an ignorant fool. I said, I just blocked them and unfriend them. Stay off my timeline.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to do is help people, but I can't help everyone.
And we don't have to
Well, this is
take
the,
that abuse from anyone.
Yeah.
yeah, the idea is if we just keep focusing on the Coalition Protection website and get everything in there, so when somebody comes to you and says, the court just took my kids away, and boom, then they got a place to go to get the information they need to start the process of preventing them from being for the courts to go illegally any further and take your kids. So it's a lot. We got a lot of work to, like I said, there's a lot of work to do.
I've created some forms, and the one form I created was for the Coalition for Protection of Children and Families. Unfortunately, I'm not able to find it at this very moment.
I lost my 203 pages of civil rights I had. I can't find it. I'm like, I know I have it.
Right? But it's an intake form, and it deals with these issues. This is what we talk about on Tuesdays, more of the business creating of the website and doing the planning for the website to ensure that we can do what we plan on doing here and helping families. And I hope that you can join us on Tuesday. It's at 6 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. So it would be 9 instead of 10 for you.
Okay.
And maybe it's Veronica, something that you could put on a flash drive.
Listen, right now I'm homeless.
Okay.
I'm doing everything on my phone, and I got everything on iBooks and stuff like that. So that's the situation I'm in.
Okay. Well,
they've taken everything from me. My Social Security, everything.
That's horrible.
I can't do anything until I go after them.
Who has done? My question is who has my question is who has done all this to you?
Who's done this to me?
Yeah.
DIFUS, the state of New Jersey. They kidnapped my boys from their school. No court order, no warrant. Okay, and they charged me child support when I had no income. I went to go fight it. The next judge put it as Kenneth. And I got an affidavit from DIFUS.
Oh wow.
Well, do you have a donation page that people can go to help you?
Well, I tried that, and then my sister literally went and told my friends that friends that I had that were lawyers and stuff, that I did this all to myself. My entire family. My father made me leave his house December 20th, 2016, and I slept in my van. Then wouldn't let me come in and see the kids. Okay, so I'm doing this for my children, and I'm not going to give up.
Don't give up. Don't
Right.
ever give
Because
up, Veronica.
my kids need me, and I know I'm a strong person, but right now I'm isolated.
Yeah.
So, and everyone's like, my cousin texts me, you got to stop trying to save the world and focus on yourself. I said, you know what? Go away. Go away. Okay. I made a post about Philly Slim and his partner, Captain Rob, and then another friend of mine that's a mentor and his wife. And it was a post I saw about surrounding yourself with positive people
Yes.
that are going to bring you up. And that's all I want to be around is people that are actually fighting for the good interests of our children.
Like
And-
that meditation prayer says.
Yes, but I don't want my children going through this.
No, we don't. We don't want our children or our children's children
No,
or any more
Anybody.
generations to continue this cycle of abuse by
No.
government.
Let us help now. And if we don't do something, then we're not parents.
Right. And that's definitely like a really big part of this. And the other part of this is acting with dignity and self-respect. As parents who have had our children lost, it is easy to get into that hating and angry mode that causes you to swear and cuss all the time.
Yeah.
Behave improperly. And the thing is that if you don't show that you're acting like an adult, then how are you going to be credible when you ask for your children back?
Well, see, I posted that. I said, we're parents and we're supposed to be role models for our children. It's monkey see, monkey do.
Yep.
So if we're not acting like adults, I said, and many of you advocates aren't.
No,
And I'm
man.
ashamed of us.
Yes.
I said, I'm really ashamed of us. I said, my son David asked me, why do I have to be nice to everybody when they're all so mean to me? I said, when you're mean to me, how do I treat you? Well, you just act to me like I act to you. I said, right, you ignore me. I said, how do you feel? And he says, not good. I said, how do you feel when they treat you that way? He said, not good. And my son Matthew said, Mom, you are the most loving, caring person I have ever seen or met. And I just had somebody else told me I had a heart of gold that I helped with formula and food, drove an hour away to help her.
Right.
That made me feel good. But she remembered. But that's who I am. And sometimes I have a hard time not helping, but I have to help my kids and myself first.
And part of the building of an ethical community is having positive ethical role models. When we don't have a society of positive ethical role models, we have to become those positive ethical role models by recognizing and praising ethical actions in others, recognizing and punishing unethical actions. If that means unfriending somebody because they've been disrespectful to you, do it, because you don't have the time for somebody to be disrespectful to you. Don't be disrespectful to others. We ask that you have a strong commitment to improve leadership in your culture, and have good ethical boundaries in doing that. And think long term about your impact.
My main goal,
what you want people to know about you, what you've done.
My main goal in the end is to reunite children with their biological families.
That's our main goal here at the Coalition for the Protection of Children and Families and others organizations throughout the country and throughout the world, and we applaud everyone. This is awesome.
And Jay Moss is like, I know that's your goal. He says, because I can see it. He goes, you will walk away from people. I said, I don't need to be slandered.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not going to slander them and they're going to accuse me. I'm just going to walk away. And I said, unfriend and block. Because if you don't block, they're still going to attack.
Yeah, exactly. keep yourself surrounded with people that are positive.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've always been a positive person. And I unfortunately married my mother.
Yeah, sometimes
I,
the closest, your biggest advocates are your family and your parents and your siblings, and it's
well,
it,
no, see, Dale, I was told when I was 16 by a psychiatrist to get out of my house when I was 18. My mother was going to kill me.
yeah.
I realized when I went to the hospital in 2004 and then I went to outpatient therapy, I got told by three different doctors, my husband was toxic.
Oh.
I literally married my mother, the person I wanted to get away from. Okay. And that's what I told him. I said, I fight for both dads and moms. And I was attacked by plenty of moms. I said, look, unfortunately, I married my mother. That was my problem. He treated me so well, everything. I was working 3 jobs, 7 days a week, would come leave me flowers and all. I said, he snaked me like my mom. I said, he's toxic. That's the problem.
Well, let's get away from toxic people.
Right. And that's what it's doing. And when my boys learned that behavior, and he threatened to beat them, and I was like, no, you're not. So I'd make them learn, treat others how you want to be treated, with respect. And that's what you'll get back. My phone's going to die.
Oh, my. Well,
Okay.
thank you, Veronica, for joining us tonight and telling us all this great news about the progress you're making in New Jersey, and giving hope to Kelly here, and a little bit more direction. And many parents with disabilities do have a hard time processing information.
Yes.
And I'm included here. We need repetition.
Yes, I know.
Comprehend
And that's why
able to act upon that information we have been given.
I have two disabled boys. They have auditory processing problems. I understand, and that's why I don't mind taking the time. I just don't have the time right now. And
Right, I understand.
so I just don't want you to think I'm ignoring you.
Right,
But
I understand.
All you can do, Veronica, is do what you can. Just having you present here tonight is a big deal.
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted to let everyone know where I've gone. This is a start for all these other states to start. Once people are like, "Well, tap and all," I said, "Are you complaining to the right place? I've been telling you what to do." I said, "So until you start doing it, I'm tired of hearing, oh, I did that before. They didn't do anything. It's a different administration.
Yeah.
Time to follow."
Right.
Do it again. Do it over and over.
You can't quit. All right. God bless everyone. God bless our children.
God bless
God
you.
bless our children. Amen.
Good night.
All right. Bye. Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks, Veronica.
Awesome.
And with that, I am so happy that we're all having wonderful progress. Things are happening, and I'm sorry, Kelly, that you're going through with dealing with this continual denials, and I hope that you can continue going forward. And Veronica, your phone is still on. Okay. Did you know you were being? We were seeing you walking along.
I can't get it out. I can't get it out. Leave me.
Got a little distracting. See, there's my disability coming. Flashing lights, pretty colors. But I just think that we got to keep on pushing. I mean, right now I'm waiting on a few things in my case, in my personal life, in order for me to go forward with my case. But I have done a lot of the reading of all of the court reports. And, you know, I encourage you, I know that it's hard to do, but there must be some way that you can suspend your emotions, at least for a time, to look through the paperwork and find those violations.
Well, there's a lot of them. That's the trouble is, and
Yes.
two, the problem is Elisa twists things around so that you have to kind of go in and explain what the facts that she left out to make it turn out that what she says isn't really true.
So
The other
that's
thing too is that
and that's the thing you can do with this affidavit is you highlight that section that was fraudulent or a lie, an out and out lie, and then you provide your statement of the truth of the matter backed with the evidence that you have to
okay,
prove your
yeah.
statement, and you do that for each and every single violation.
Well, the one thing too
And
that bothers me is that okay, our lawyers do not see that the judge turned things that he considered true into facts and denied. He didn't deny, but he said there were no evidence to support that she was doing well when there was all kind of evidence that was given in court that
and
he
so this is
totally denied.
and this is
And
again
they think that these attorneys think that, oh well, that he just has his own opinion. That's not true. He's lying through his teeth, and all I can see is that part of it is he's trying to aim at making it so that the state will accept it. That he's under what they want, and I you know, it's just, I mean, it's like he says, well, she didn't support him, and she didn't support Michael. She didn't buy anything for him. She didn't buy him food. And I'm thinking, okay, I want to know where it says that if somebody steals somebody from you, that you have to go and supply them with material for him, to the point of where if you don't, you're considered a negligent parent, which is what the judge said.
and so this is what I think, and this is my opinion, should be done is just do those affidavits and statements, and you know, you need to go to the higher court and you need to file the criminal charges for fraud, okay,
And perjury.
and perjury. Thank you, Dale.
They're lying.
Yes.
So, for instance, you get the transcript of the trial. You're entitled to that. And you go page 3, paragraph 4, and you highlight that. And then in your affidavit, page 3, rebuttal statement, page 3, paragraph 4, or so there's some legal
Paragraph 1 in rebuttal.
Yeah, and then put rebuttal, and then say these are the facts as I understand them to be, and then write it down to, and so you have to counter every one of those lies with a separate affidavit.
Okay, the one thing too that was, they let go into testimony, and to me that wasn't right. Okay, Kelly was raped by a taxi cab driver here in the city, and they contended that what she did was not responsible, and they used that as a way of, they used that fact to say that, well, she didn't do the right thing, she didn't make good judgment. Well, anybody that's in any kind of crisis situation probably doesn't have time to think of all the wonderful ways that you can do things. Plus you have the fear, but the judge let that go into testimony.
Wow.
And then the other thing is that okay, that supposedly she was going to a therapist who was supposed to keep things confidential. Okay, Kelly had told them, and I think I've said this before, but anyway, Kelly had told them about the fact that what's her name?
Mackenzie?
No,
Oh,
Nancy Schaefer.
Nancy Schaefer.
That she had been killed by, they think, people connected with CPS. Well, he said to the psychiatrist, or to the therapist, he said, "Do you think Kelly's delusional sometimes?" And she said yes. And so then he said, "Well, I think saying that CFS killed somebody is delusional." And
I'm not okay, I'm not delusional because I know this. I know what reality is. I know what the story about Nancy Schaefer is too. And plus I don't lie to anybody, and a lot of people don't believe me, which is fine. But what I mean, even if I'm telling them the truth, they can believe me or not, and that's up to them, But I feel like I can't. I feel like I don't have to prove. I feel like I don't have to prove my truths to them because they will probably find out later. Oh, they will probably find out later in life what really happened to Nancy Schaefer too.
Yes, they will.
Yeah.
They probably will, and we are.
But
well,
yeah,
it's not so much that as, okay, that doesn't bother me, is the fact that he made a decision on her capability or her character that was false. And the therapist, to me, broke confidence, except she had never told Kelly she was delusional. And so to me, the whole thing was a farce. It was just one thing.
What we have here is discrimination against the disabled.
Yep.
In the same way that we had discrimination where they didn't make access and egress and we couldn't get into the bathrooms or get our
Right.
wheelchairs or whatever. Well, there's a discrimination on people's mental capacity to do normal things. And just because somebody's different doesn't mean that they aren't capable. Okay.
Right.
Okay. That, so some wires in our brains are maybe a little, as a result of my stroke. Believe me, I'm alert and oriented. Now may be a little clumsy and a little slow on the computer, and I've got my shortcomings. But
We all do. We're human.
That's right. So now we have to be tolerant of those people who are different from us, and as a society and as a culture and a community, that we have to make allowances
And
okay?
embrace cultural diversity.
And
Well,
so
the
it
Guardian
doesn't make anybody a lesser person.
yeah.
It gives them, you have the same rights as somebody who's completely, got 160 IQ and, can do algorithms. We have the same rights and the same privileges and the same freedoms. So for them to make a judgment that you're this or that, you're a little delusional, all that's hearsay.
Well, it was kind of like the thing of it too is that he kind of laughed about it. But he thought it was kind of cute that what he said, and I mean, I just all the way through, the caseworker constantly was saying, well, in her reports, well, Kelly really isn't going to be able to take care of Michael because of her cognitive ability, and that she will always have to have somebody to take care of her. And then at the guardian ad litem at the very last said to Kelly, or said to the judge, well, she can't even take care of herself, let alone Michael. and that she'd heard all the
That is just blatantly, that's criminal neglect, and
Yeah.
yeah, and because what he's doing is he's injuring your child and injuring your family, and abusive.
All
well,
Okay,
based
even
on
if the
hearsay. So, I mean, those
it,
are all charges that you should be pursuing because those are criminal acts.
well the judge himself, when he wrote it up, and I was thinking, I think he's destroyed. If somebody wrote to believe just what he wrote, would have destroyed Kelly's character, because she said she was irresponsible. She didn't really care about Michael. She just cared about herself first, and that she was mentally ill so that she wouldn't get better in the near future. And so when you look at the whole thing, I thought he is assassinating her character.
yeah,
That's what they do. Yeah.
slander. It's actually character assassination and slander. These are all criminal acts, and what they do, they take advantage of you and discriminate against you because they can. Okay, if you were, well, believe me, if you were Kathleen Kennedy and you had developmental disabilities, and you had a child, and somehow the system got a hold of your kids, so there's going to be a judge going to jail.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's funny because in Chicago, when I was a kid, 17 years old, I may have told you this, that my uncle's friend was John O'Connell Fitzgerald. He was a corporate attorney on 10 South LaSalle Street, right down from the Commodity Exchange. And we went down there. This was in 1969, and I was a young man, and John was in his 80s, and he looked at me, and his glasses were down on his nose, and he looked at me, and he said, "Young man," he said, there isn't an honest judge in the state of Illinois. If you have enough money and you have enough influence, you can get the court to rule in your favor, regardless of what your constitutional rights are."
Hmm.
And that's the way it is across the country. Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
So you have to be one persistent. Like finally, I got in my case with my daughter, I finally found everybody else wanted to do all this stuff that cost a lot of money and didn't get anything done. And when I was referred to a friend, but to Bill Troiani, I said, "Well, what are we going to do? They're not responding." I said, "Why?" He says, "I'm going to sue the attorney general and the governor."
Hmm.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, everybody started responding.
Wow.
So it takes somebody that knows what they're doing, and I listen very closely to Veronica, and this had to do with how we structure this. We want our web page to be really powerful. So if somebody's coming there with really deep problems, they can come on there and find solutions in a pathway
Yeah.
to get their kids back as soon as possible.
And that's what we need to do. And I started working on that, and I need some help.
And Lyra, I'm as a committee of one, I looked at that form, and you have the three principal things. You have what state they're in,
Yes.
and the basic information, and you let them tell their story.
Right.
So let's not get lost. You've got the fundamental thing there. So now let's start talking about the other components that we need, so that wherever they are, they can find that pathway. And
Yes.
say, do A, B,
Send
C,
that to
D,
somebody?
E, F,
I
G,
haven't seen it.
and then as soon as that's done, get back with us.
And I also have several new people who want to be a part of the Parent Advocate Network for the Coalition for the Protection of Children and Families. I'm getting more response from the website itself. And so we have people that want to be involved in making this really a wonderful resource for parents.
And sadly, we need these IT people, that information and technology people to get to be administrators on that site because there's loads of work that have to be done, and to clean it up and make it really boom. I got hit in the gut. They took my kids. Here's where I am. These are the circumstances under which it happened. What do I do?
Right.
And
And that some of that is on the site now under the most frequently asked questions, but it needs to be more visible and polished up.
Where is it?
It's on the website Coalition for Protection of Children and Families. It's
Okay.
under most frequently asked questions.
Okay.
Okay, so you go there and there's a lot of questions that are answered, and it's from before your children are removed to after your children are removed, and
Okay.
what your rights are and what you can do in any eventuality. And it briefly talks about it. We want to get into more detail and provide more access to parents in each state.
yeah, and the nuances and the nuance and subtleties of every individual county and city. So you can tailor your attack focused where you are. So you're not
Yes.
wasting time with stuff that isn't going to get anything done.
Yes.
Right.
So
Okay, the other-
I'm one more question, and then I gotta wrap this up. My tooth
Okay,
is
go ahead.
bother me. No, it's okay. If you want to say one other thing.
Oh,
Marge?
I just wanted to tell you if you could send me some of the things that you're looking for, then I'll kind of know how to gear what your need is.
Okay, so I will send you the Kelly, can you remind me, just send me a reminder in the morning. I'm starting to,
Okay.
it's the end of my day. My tooth is really bothering me. So,
Right. It's true.
but yeah, if you can just send me a reminder, I will make sure to get the information to you from our Tuesday board meeting, because there in the notes is what we're looking for. And I don't know if you guys noticed when I was sharing tonight that some of the things that we were talking about in the board meeting have been updated. For example, on our front page for the Coalition for Protection of Children and Families, I
It is
have
beautiful.
added,
I love the law of one. It's all great, fantastic.
and so then I put our vision and our mission and our core values on this page. And then I was working on forms, and I thought I could share them with you tonight, but I can't find the forms right now. So
Wasn't meant to be.
Well, we got a lot of work. Like I say, ladies, we got a lot of work to do. So we're making little baby steps, one meeting at a time.
absolutely.
Okay? All right,
And-
we'll get this all done if we just stick together. That's all.
That's right.
Amen to that. It's
And God, I just want to say, God bless you all, and I pray that everything turns out for your family like it should.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Because God loves you very much, and He wants the best for you.
Thank you, Marge. Thank you,
Yeah.
Kelly, and God bless you too. And I pray for you and your reunification with your son.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
So
see you guys Tuesday.
okay, see you Tuesday.
See you
Bye.
Tuesday.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Have
Good
a
night.
good sleep.
You too. God
Bye.
bless you.
Bye bye.
God bless
Bye.
you.
Bye bye.